Hi, Dr. Dave here to look at some examples of pool magic where you can't always trust what you think you see. In today's world of sophisticated computer graphics and video editing, you sometimes need to question things. Here's an example. As with all clips in this video borrowed from elsewhere, links to the original source videos can be found in the video description. This clip is from a French eyeglasses company ad where 8 balls were pocketed on one shot, apparently due to the effectiveness of the eyeglasses. This might look real at first glance, but to any experienced pool player, it is obvious that there is some CGI or video editing trickery going on. For example, watch the 11 ball. An object ball struck with an inside cut like this cannot reverse direction off a cushion like this in the real world. Also watch the 3 hit and follow the 11 into the side. The 3 continues into the pocket without even slowing when it hits the 11, which is moving toward the 3 away from the pocket. Again, this just can't happen in the real world. Also look at the 8 ball, which is not slowing down as it should as it heads to the side pocket. If anything, it is speeding up in the video. The real world has laws of physics that prevent these sorts of things. Regardless, the shot in the ad was fun to watch. In this past video, I was demonstrating the amazing technique of twisting the cue and swooping the back hand during the stroke. It allowed me to turn the 8 into the side and curve the 8 around an obstacle ball. Here's the explanation from a younger Dr. Dave on his old table in his old basement. In case you hadn't figured it out, I was using a weighted 8 ball. The 8 ball had a weight on one of the numbers, so if the ball was rolling this way, the weight would make it curve towards the weight. Here's an example from my pool etiquette video, where I used a split screen to make it look like I had a rude twin brother or clone who was a sore loser. I call him Doofus Dave. Don't offer advice or instruction unless it is welcome, especially when your opponent is about to shoot.
How'd I miss that?
Well, you must not have watched my Got English video, because you obviously didn't compensate for squirt on that shot.
Hey, didn't I tell you not to tell me how to play the game? You about to get a thumb broke.
Sometimes a little video editing can be helpful. For example, in a recent famous shots video, I had the 3 ball on the table by mistake during one of my shots. If I had noticed while filming or editing, I could have just redone the shot. And if I had noticed before posting the video online, I could have also just fixed it with video editing. I could have copied a piece of the table from a previous shot where the 3 ball was not there and pasted it over the errant ball. Here, the brightness is off a little so you can see the cheat, but most people wouldn't notice. Here, while filming a recreation of a Johnny Archer safety, the 3 ball was missing from the table. I didn't notice until just before posting my video. Instead of going back to refilm the shot, which I didn't want to do because I had already spent a huge amount of time on that video, I decided to instead just add the ball with some creative video editing. It was trickier than I thought it would be because the 2 ball was passing so close to the 3. I had to overlay several layers of cropped video segments containing different pieces of the stationary ball and its shadow with different segments of the moving ball and its shadow. Looking closely, as the 2 goes by the 3, you can clearly see evidence of non-perfect editing and cropping. A video editing professional with fancier software could have done a much better job. But I am not a video editing professional, and I don't have fancy software. In a past video, I demonstrated a 90-degree cut shot, which some people might think is impossible. Using lots of sidespin and fast speed, it is actually possible to cut a ball slightly more than 90 degrees. But can you cut a ball this much? With video editing, it is a piece of cake. I just combined these 2 clips with some additional masking and cropping. Here are all the pieces I had to overlay in sequence to create the pool magic. Here's a good proposition shot. With a level cue, hit the 9 and 13 and follow forward to hit the 1, 2, or 3. It seems simple enough, but it's not. You need to hit the 9 and 13 at very nearly the exact same time for the shot to work. If you hit the 13 first, the cue ball comes off the tangent line of the 9 and goes to the shooter's right. And if you hit the 9 first, the opposite happens. Here are two shots that were very close to working, but again, if you don't hit the two balls at the same time, it doesn't work. After about 25 tries, I eventually got a hit on the foot rail balls. But with video editing, I can get a perfect hit and even pocket the balls in the sides, even though they are being cut backwards. Here are the clips I overlaid and cropped to create the pool magic. The only way to pocket those balls on a real shot is to jump onto the back sides of the balls. Here is my best attempt during filming to pocket one of the balls. And here's an example from a previous video showing the jump back cut effect. In super slow motion, you can clearly see a hit on the 10 ball first, on top, giving us the necessary overcut into the pocket. Years ago, I sponsored a bank bend challenge to see who could bend an object ball's post-rebound path the most with a bank shot. Several videos showing slight bend were posted at the link in the video description, but the point of the challenge was to show how little a bank can be bent. Unless you know some video editing pool magic tricks. Here's an example bogus video posted by Andrew Cleary showing how the bend can be faked. This actually isn't very difficult to do. Here are the clips I filmed for this purpose. With some simple layering and cropping, I was able to create some pool magic. Check out this 3-cushion billiard masse shot. Does it look right to you? It shouldn't. Curving the ball to the right like this requires bottom right spin. And with bottom right spin, the ball should rebound to the shooter's right off the head cushion, like this. But here, the cue ball surprisingly rebounds to the shooter's left. How can that be? The answer is, he pre-spun the cue ball with lots of left spin before hitting the shot. Because the cue ball is solid white, it is difficult to see the side spin, but if you look at the beginning of this clip, you can clearly see the cue ball dancing around a little before he hits it. Here, with bottom left spin, the cue ball should rebound to the left off the bottom cushion, but it rebounds to the right instead. Here's a simple example that illustrates the effect. I first hit a firm stop shot with lots of right spin. Then I hit the cue ball on the left side, which would normally impart left spin and make the cue ball rebound to my left off the cushion, but it goes to the right. Hitting the cue ball on the left only reduced some of the large amount of right spin. I hope you enjoyed my pool magic examples, showing that what you might see in video isn't always real. By the way, if you are curious how I did the intro with the disappearing ball and cue, here it is. Hi, Dr. Dave here to look at some examples of pool magic. I simply stayed still during the pauses and edited them out later. Where you can't always trust what you think you see. Hi, Dr. Dave here to look at some examples of pool magic. Where you can't always trust what you think you see. Thank you.